after a long time. But anyway, we'll move to the subject. Today it is going to take a bit more time. Okay. What is three-tier architecture? Client, server, and server and database. From client, we'll be sending the request to middleware, server to database. Database to middleware to this. So first we'll be sending the request, we'll be getting the response, which we have already tried it. And the request from client branch, delete. These are the requests. Now we have tried this. We have tried client, middleware, database, sending from client to middleware, middleware to database, database to middleware, middleware to client. All these things we have done it. Get request means basically we are telling get data from the server. The database basically get means. Post means sending data to the server. Get means getting from the database. Post means posting to database. Now we will be trying this. Now for that we have to create the client, we have to create the middleware, we have to create the database, everything set up we have to do it. Now basically what I wanted to do, I wanted to create a simple sign up form. Create a simple sign up form and I'll enter the values and click on the submit button. From client I'll be passing it to the middleware. Middleware has to store it in the database. That we wanted to try it. If you want, you can create validations like minimum number, maximum number, as per that year. All these things, that validations you can do it, which we have done long back as using regular expressions, on focus, on change, all the things we have on blur, all the things we have. Now I wanted to create a simple sign up form and click off the submit button. I wanted to pass it to the middleware. Middleware has to store it into the database. That I wanted to do it. Understand? Now for that, what we have to do, we have to create an API endpoint using post. That is one thing. And while sending in request options, I have to mention it as post. All these days, while sending, we are sending it as get, but now we have to send it as post. That is another difference we have to do it. And post means we are sending from client to database, client to middleware. And there are three types of posts you get. There are three types of posts. That means now, if I go to a hotel and if I eat something, I have to pay the money. I can pay it in multiple ways. I can pay through cash, I can pay through UPI, I can pay through card, multiple ways. Same way, I can send data to the server using three ways. One is using JSON. Whatever you are sending, convert that into JSON and send. That is one way. And another is URL encoded. There is URL encoded. Whatever you are sending, send using through URL, like key and value pairs. We have query strings. In params and query strings, we have worked, right? Whatever we want to send, it will be sent through URL encoded. Internally, it will work like a query string. And another is using a form data. What? Form data. Form data means everything will be converted into binary and sent. So whatever you wanted to send, you can convert that into JSON and send. That is one way. Or you can convert that into queries and strings. Send it. That is another way. And there is using form data. That means binary. Out of these three things, which is powerful? JSON. No. Form data is powerful. Why form data is powerful? The reason is you cannot convert image into JSON. You cannot convert file into JSON. But you can convert any file to binary. Binary means zeros and ones. So if you wanted to send a simple first name, last name, age, email, mobile number, password, you can use JSON or URL encoded. But if you wanted to send something like profile picture, URL encoded won't support, JSON won't support. That in that case you have to use form data. Understanding what I am saying? Now Pulse, you are creating a sign. You have created your Pulse account. For that we have used form data only, because you have to send your profile. You have to send your profile. For that we have to use form data. So if you use now out of these three things, form data is more powerful. You can send text, numbers, and files also using form data. But using only textual or numbers strings, textual data basically. URL encoded also just textual data only. You cannot send files. But form data, you can send textual data as well as files also. That's why form data is powerful. So, as I said, post we can send it in previous. This is one way. This is another way. This is another way. What is this? No. Three eyes of Lord Shiva. I'm giving for you, you can understand it. One is JSON, normal eye. And there is URL encoded, normal eye. This one, third eye is powerful. This is form data. I mean to say this is powerful. You know, Shiva's third eye is more powerful, right? We heard it. If he opens, the whole will be smashed. Lord Shiva has three eyes. We can post in three ways. One is JSON, and there is URL encoded, and there is form data. We will work on all the three. But if you use form data, works for all. We will work on form data also. Now let us create it. Now the setup itself will take a lot of time. Now we have to create client, create the sign up form, middleware, API endpoint, database. We have to store it. Everything can be done. Step by step. First of all, what are the fields shall we create? We'll create a name, last name, first name instead of that simple name, age, email, password, mobile number, profile pic. Profile pic, if I use it, I must use the form data, but we'll deal that separate. First of all, we have to create a database. That's why we need. We need name, age, email, password, mobile number, profile pic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 fields we wanted. So now I'm coming to database. I'm creating a basic database first, so I can store it. We have already worked on database. Database like Apache is running. Now I'll come to tools. Right. Yes, Vishal, do you have any questions?
No, sir. I was trying to zoom the video, that's right. Mistakenly it won't do this.
Right, fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So now this is our database. Now I wanted to create this is our PHP admin. I wanted to create a table first. So I am creating a database called something SMS, it means Student Management System. Name I am giving here, create. And in that I wanted to create a table. What users? How many columns we want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 we want. One ID should be there. We have discussed every table, one unique ID should be there. What else? 7 we want. So number of columns 7. I'm saying go. Probably we can say 8 also. Timestamp for one. That means when they have created that account, we can store. Let's say go. Total 8. The first thing is I'm giving ID. And let it be integer. I will say auto increment. Auto increment. So whenever we are creating a new row, it will automatically increment by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No problem. Next, we say name. Type will be varchar. What is the maximum? Around 30 characters. That is sufficient. Okay. Veera Venkata Sai Lakshman. Some very big name is there. Okay, make it 50. Okay. Then after name, age. Age can be number, integer, length 3. Up to 999 it supports it. But anyway, we have to restrict from the client side. If the user types 999, our JavaScript code should say invalid age. We should restrict it. Okay. The default value you want, I'm saying null. I'm saying null. If not given anything, let it be null. Null means nothing. So then email, password, mobile number, profile. Email, password, mobile number, and timestamp. Timestamp means whenever they have created, that time will be stored. You know, if you see your bank transaction, they will be telling you when they have taken the transaction. It's like now age, number, email, which is varchar, probably around 60 letters. Password is actually varchar, probably around 20 characters. Mobile number also actually varchar because plus might be there, hyphens might be there. That's why I'm using it to make it around 20. Profile pic. Profile pic, we are not going to store the picture into database. We are going to store the picture into a folder. That path we are going to store it. In database, we are not going to store the picture. We are going to store the picture in a folder. That path and filing we will be storing into this, which is a string actually. So it's a varchar, probably around, if the path is big, maybe 200 characters. And timestamp, I'll just select it as a timestamp. Okay. Default current timestamp. It means whenever the row is created, that timestamp will be taken. For none of these things, default value should be none. You can give anything. I'm just giving none for null. Now I have created a table with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. ID is automated. We don't give anything. Timestamp is also automated. So depending upon the time it is storing, it will automatically. Remaining these 6 values we have to. So I'm saying preview SQL. This is the query they have generated. Depending upon our requirement, I'll say save. So database is created. Database is created, table is created. The database name is SMS, table name is users. That means in our 3-tier architecture, this database part is ready. Database part is ready. Now we have to work on middleware part, server part. So now we are using MySQL database. So I have to install MySQL package. All this we have to do it. So let me create a folder. For this, I'll create a folder called post. Then I go. Now I wanted to connect it to database. So for that, first of all, I am creating server.js. Then I wanted to install, I wanted to create a package .json file, npm init open by npm init open by. So package.json also will be created with all the node scripts and everything. If you see this package.json, start, everything is given. Right? I think it's better we use the node mon. Should have? No. Okay. Then here I wanted to install the MySQL package, import it, and connect to database. This is the npm install MySQL. Understanding what I am doing, step by step I am doing the setup. Okay, it is installed. Let's say const MySQL equal to required MySQL. Okay. Then MySQL dot create connection. Now I have to specify host local host. Then port 389. My PHP is 889. Yours might be 3306 or something. Then database SMS print management system. Then username, root, password. Then it will be connecting to the database. Now it stores that connection into this. Let connection to MySQL will be storing into this. Now if everything is successful, the callback function will be called. Yes or no? I think here we have to write connection dot connect. Connection dot connect. Then a callback function. First we will be getting error if there is any. Then we will write if error is there, the console log. I can display error message or I simply say unable to connect to database. Else console log connected. So basically now we have created this middleware and we are just connecting it. We are just establishing the connection. If everything is works fine, we should get the message successfully connected. Now I'll say npm star. Let us see what will be doing. Unable to connect it to. Maybe something is wrong. Why? Username or user? User. So we have created the database, we have created the middleware, established the connection. Okay. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to create a client. I wanted to create the client. So client creation is easy in my system because I have already created two accounts, two applications earlier. So I am coming here and just create a new project. I'll just name it as client. You can give different names. For example, if I am using React Native also, then I cannot give client because React Native is also a client. So then web client, mobile client, like that also you can give. So now client also I have created. That means even this set is also done. Now this setup, linking has to be done. This linking has to be done. Okay. So now what I'll do, I'll create a new terminal, 3D, line, npm start. We'll start running the client. Our database is running, middleware is running, client is running, database and middleware is connected. Now we have to connect the client to middleware. For that we have to send the post fetch, we have to use it. But no API endpoint is created. Now we wanted to use that. Now we wanted to use that. Now what I'll do in our application, first of all, we don't have expressor to send to receive the request from the client. Now I have to install Express. So what I'll do, I will stop it. I'll say npm install Express. We need Express to make middleware. Then we need parts for accepting the response. And these two I am installing it. Then what I do, I will constant express require, and I wanted to install horse also. Horse require. Now I have done these two things also. Then what I will do, I will say constant app. Then app dot use of, and we have to listen to port field. Say app dot listen to port. I'll say 1111. Anything you can do. Or I'll say if there is any here, I'll say console log listening to port 1111. Okay, I have created the express. Now I wanted to create an API endpoint. Now I'll say dot post I wanted to create. Not get post. Post means from client we will be sending it to middleware. Middleware has to store it to database. Post I'm creating it and say slash create or simply say sign up. The name of that API endpoint is sign up. Understanding what I am doing? First, instead of post, if I use get, it that becomes get post. Now here what I will do, I simply say response.json ending some dummy response. Ending some dummy response. I'm just doing it. And inside this, I'll say inside post. I've created a dummy API endpoint because from client I wanted to send. Okay, now I'm just run it. npm. The middleware is running. Now from client side, I wanted to create a button and click off the button. I wanted to pass this to this. Now I'm coming to client. In client, I'm going to SRC. I'm creating a folder called components. In this, I am creating a simple component called sign up. I've created a sign up component. Understanding what I'm doing? I'll say RFCE React Functional Export Component. The sign up and I will use it in app.js. Understanding what I'm doing? Setup step by step. I'm just doing it. There is no rule that you have to follow the same way. I have started from database first, then middleware, then client. If you want, you can do reverse also. You start with client, then middleware, then database. Like that, whatever you feel comfortable, you can do that. Now here I am using that sign up. We are using it. Now if I see the application, I should see a simple sign up text should show you. Simple sign up. This is our sign up component, but we haven't added any fields yet. Now what I will do in this sign up, I wanted to create a component from div. And this we have worked on this multiple times earlier. Remember, I'll say label name, then so total we need 6 fields, 1 button, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fields, and 1 button. And now I am changing these names to name, then age, then email, password, mobile number, then name, age, email, password, mobile number, profile. We'll deal this profile pic at later point of time. Anyway, we have to store at later point of time. So I have created. Now, if I see here, I should see a simple form. So little beautification is required. So I'm coming to CSS. I'm deleting unwanted stuff. Say form, background color, and any color I'm using. It shows like this. But I don't want full width. I'll give width around 400 pixels. Coming like this. Then I want some spacing. Everything should be started at the same place. All the things I want. So what I will do, we have inside that form div is there. For that div, I'm saying margin around 10 pixels. I'm giving you some space. We are expecting space. We are getting it. Now inside that form, label is also there. Form label. For that label, I wanted to give some pixel width, so everything will start from the same place. So display inline block. The default is inline, so we cannot control the width or height. So change it to inline block as set width 100 pixels. Now everything should be same. want some spacing. So for form, I am giving padding on the some basic structure we have created it. For this label also, I will say text align left pocket bottom. Start from the same place. Basic stuff we have created it. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to fill the values and click of the submit button. I wanted to send it to the client. I wanted to send it to the middleware basically. Okay. So for that we have to create refs. We have to create refs and we have to send. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are there. So I'm creating 6 refs. Understanding what I'm doing? So I'm coming sign up, and what I will do, I will import the user ref. User ref from here. Say let the name ref name input ref equal to user ref. 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Name ref, then age input ref, email input ref, then password input ref, mobile number input ref, profile. We'll deal profile pic separately. Now I have created these refs. I wanted to assign these two things to this label so I can get its values. So ref is equal to name. Okay. Then we have worked on this multiple times earlier, so I'm quickly moving. Age, email, password, mobile number, profile. Profile picture. Now I have created this. Now on click of the sign up button, I wanted to collect those values. I wanted to collect those values. So now I'll say on. Now I wanted to collect those values and send it to the server. So for that, either I can edit inside it here or I can create a separate function and call it. Now I wanted to create a separate function. Let create async. Why we need async? Because we have to send it to the server. Then what we do here, now we have to create request options, fetch and all those things. And let request options equal to. All these days we have worked on method get. Now we have to work on method. Then I'll say let JSON data equal to await which what is the URL http :/localhost 1111 / sign up. and I am passing request option. I am not sending any data yet. We will be sending the request option. Then I will say let JSO data equal to await JSON data or JSON. JSON data dot JSON. Then I'll say console log JSO data. Now let us write this. I wanted to call this create sign up. I wanted to we are not we are collecting the values. We are not sending it to the server. Just establishing the connection. Now, if everything works fine, this should be called, and this response we should get it. Right? Now, let us see. Right click. Now, if I click on the sign up button, click on the sign up button. We got the response. If you observe it again, why it is refreshing? Type button we have to give. You know, we have discussed earlier. If you click on the button, it will automatically triggering to connect to the server, which we don't want that behavior. So I'm coming here for this button. I'm specifying type. By default, will be type submit. Automatically, it will try to send the server, and the page will be refreshed because the server is going to send the response. We don't want that behavior, so I have to type button. So the refresh, automatic refresh will not happen. Now I'm clicking on sign up, sending some dummy response. So we are connecting to the server, getting the data. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to send the data. I wanted to send the data. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to type something in this. I wanted to type something in this. Get the values and send. Now, as I said, I can send the data in three ways. One is using JSON, and there is using URL encoded, and there is using form data. That. So now, first of all, what we are doing here, we are telling in the request options that we are telling we are sending the post request. We have to also tell in post which way you are sending through JSON or URL encoded or format. You have to tell. If you don't tell, by default will be format. Now I wanted to send it through JSON format. I want to send it through JSON format. So in request options, I have to tell I'm going to send it through JSON. How do I do that? How do I do that? We have to do like this. First of all, I say let my header equal to new header. I have to create a class called a copy of a class called headers. Then in this, I'll say my headers dot append. Have to specify application type JSON. Some predefined values are there that we are going to get it now. Then ask Google. You have to write like this: content type, application. That's what you have to write. content type. Content type. We have to type application. Yes. We have to mention. Basically, whenever we are sending the request to the server, we are sending the request options. Sir, no. In the request options, we have mentioned clearly which method are we sending. Post. Now we have to tell which type in post. URL encoded or JSON or form data. Now, what I have done, I have created these headers. Now here I say headers. Specify my header. That means we are telling, we are sending in JSON format. The server has to understand. See, your friend called you, said, I am coming to Hyderabad, please pick me, and disconnected the call. What do you? You go and pick him? Why? You have to give information. He has to give information. Whether he is coming by train or bus or by flight. Then he has to tell me the time. Then we can go and pick it. That information is required. Here also, we are sending the data to the server. We have to tell how are we sending, through post or get, through post. And in post, in which JSON or URL encoded or form data, JSON. So this is what we are telling. We are sending JSON data. This is we are telling, we are sending post. This is we are telling JSON data. Understanding what I am saying? Got it? Now we have something called body. What? Body. This is where we have to send the data. Here we are telling the method. Here we are telling in post JSON. Here you have to tell, you have to actually give the data which you wanted to send. Now what I will do, I will create an object. I will create an object. JSON means it can be object or it can be array, anything we can send. Now I will create an object data to send equal to. See, if I want, I can send all the data through query strings also. But that is not the right way. That is not the right way. You wanted to store it into the database, then send through post. If you want it to retrieve from database, then you can send through query strings what you want. Got a point? Some procedures will be there. Now, if you wanted to go to the school, you can go to the school through door. You can go to the school by jumping the wall also. Which is the right way? By door only. That you have to do. Now, data to send, I'll say name is the key. What will be the value? Name input, yeah, dot current dot value, comma, then name, age, email, password, mobile number, profile. Profile pic we will do separately, so let it be for now. Name, age, email, password, mobile number. Then name input ref, age input ref, email input ref, password input ref, mobile number. This is the data we have created, an object we have created it. Let me print it. Let me print it. Not exact whether it is actually generating that object or not. Let me mint it first. wanted to print it. So now I'm coming here. So now I'm typing some dummy values I'm giving. If I say sign up, getting the response. What are we calling this? Console.log should print. We are getting the object. Are able to see? The object is creating age, email, mobile number, name, password. The values which we are giving from that inputs are storing. Now this is JSON object or JavaScript object? This one is JSON object or JavaScript object? This is JavaScript object only. But we have to send JSON. We have to convert to JSON. All these days we have done reverse. JSON to JavaScript object we have done. Now we have to do JavaScript to JSON because we wanted to send data in JSON format. In JSON format, you can send numbers or strings. Textual data basically, not the files. Okay, that's why I have included profile picture. Now I have to convert it. How do I convert here? I will say body. Inside that body, I will say JSON. There is a method called stringify. Are you able to see? Stringify. This stringify will convert the JavaScript object to JSON. Data. Understanding what I am doing? See, now it's like this. JSON data dot JSON. This is useful for JSON to JSO. Now JSON dot stringify. Pass the object as a parameter. This is useful for JSO to JSON. Now I wanted to send JSON. That's why I have converted that object and stored it into JSON, and I have assigned it to body. So here in request options is important now. All these days we have just given only one bot method. That's it. Now request options places an important role. We are telling what type of request it is: get or post or put or patch or delete. And if it is post, we are telling whether it is JSON or URL encoded or form data. So how do we send that? In headers, we have created my headers. In that my headers, we have clearly mentioned content type application / basic. Just note down or remember it, or in internet you can get it. Then for the body, you have to assign body only. For the body, I wanted to send this into it. I will send it. JSON.string, I convert it and send. Understanding what I am saying? Now, if I click on the button, we are sending the request, telling that this is post, telling that this is your JSON. We are sending it. Now we should be able to receive it. Now I'll say client npm start Understanding what we are doing? Request options places an important role here. In request options, all these days we said just method post, that's it. Now we are also telling through header, this is belongs to JSON type data, and in body we are sending the data in JSON format, converting it to JSON and send. Okay, now I'll just give some dummy values. And say sign up. We are sending some dummy response. So client is receiving it. Client is receiving it. Okay, sorry, middleware is receiving it. From client we are sending, middleware is receiving it. Then it comes to this. Inside post. Now we have received it, but we have to extract it. We have sent the request from there. That will be inside this. The data we have sent will be part of this now. Now we have to extract it. We have to extract it. Now we can extract it by going in depth into it, or Express has created a middleware. Express has created a middleware called JSON. Express.json is a middleware. If you use this middleware, what actually happens? Whatever we have sent from client, this middleware receives it and assigns to request.body. It will simplify the data extraction. Understanding what I am saying? See, I wanted to drink coconut water. Coconut tree is there. On top, coconut is there. Okay, now if I wanted to drink coconut water, I have to climb the tree and get to that coconut, cut it, drink it. That is one way. How many of us can do that? How many of us can you climb the tree and do it? No, we cannot do that. But the people who sells coconut, they are doing that and they are making it ready. Coconut means go, you give 50 rupees to them, they'll cut it and give it. They are simplifying our work. Coconut comes from the tree only. But what they are doing in between the tree and before we drinking, they are simplifying our work. Exactly this express.json does the same thing. What it will do, whatever we are sending from client, all the work it will do by collecting all the data and assigns to request.body. Now observe here. Here I will say console log a request.body. You don't find anything now. Now see here. I am saying sign up. We are sending it. We are getting the response also. But in console statement, you see request.body is undefined. But now what I will do here in Express, I will say app.use. There is a middleware called express.json. That is not built middleware from Express. If you install Express, that middleware also you will get it. What exactly this express.middleware does? It collects all the values sent by the client and stores it into request.body. Now, because I am using this, now let me try now. If I click on sign up, now see here. Are able to see the data which we are sending from there? We are getting it. Now, if I comment this, now see here. See, to give you an example, the data sending by the client is like honey on top of the tree. You wanted to drink honey. What do? You go to that tree. You say you should go, please go. Then you start squeezing and drink. What do? You go to supermarket and purchase honey. They call honey. We know that is sugar water or something. We have to believe that is honey. We have to taste it and use it. It's like that. So in between, so many people are working to simplify our work. Now you want 1 kg honey. Without this middleman, how do you do it? You have to go to forest and search for honey bees. Then you have to wear that all the dress, then go climb and tree. If you are lucky, you will get that. Otherwise, you will fall from down, or if that bees, you will remember forever. Why so hard? You go to supermarket and buy now. The same thing we are doing. We can get directly from request object. You have to get deep into it and extract it. Why so hard? They have developed a middleware which will give us that is this middleware express.json. It is sending to request.body. Now see here, if I click sign up now, see here, now we are getting it. Once we get it, you create the SQL query and execute. Now what I will do, here we are getting that because we are using express.json, getting it is easy now. What the client is sending, what the user is sending. Now what I have to do, I have to connect it to the server database and get I have to store it. For that I have to write query. Now what I will do is say let SQL query equal to insert into users, then the columns. What are those columns? Name, age, email, password, mobile number, profile pic we will deal separately. Then I'll say values. Then I'll say dollar or brackets. I have to keep it within double quotes. The strings, right? Double quotes. Now here request dot body dot name. You'll be getting only name. Understanding? Then comma name. One for name, one for age, email, password, mobile number. Request dot the name, request dot the body dot age, email, password, mobile number. We are creating the SQL query. We don't know whether this actually generates the right SQL query or not. But anyway, let us say I'll just print the SQL query. SQL query. Then let us see. Now I'll just click on this. Now let me see the query. Insert into users name, age, email, password, mobile number, values, I think queries also. Now we should store it to that. Now what I will do, I'll say connection dot query. We will be giving that SQL query. Then error if there is any. Then I'll do if there is any error, the log unable to insert. If something is wrong, no error, say response.json and send it to client. Sending it in error, I'm sending it. User created success. I'm just sending it. Now I don't need this dummy response. Understanding what we are doing? Express.json middleware is very important. Express.json middleware is actually collecting all the data sent by the client and assigning it to the request.body. From there, we are receiving. Then we are receiving. That is what it is very good. Now, let us see. Now, we will try to send some data. Pray for the God that it should go. Okay. So, we will try current site. Page of 20 out of the. Okay, 23. Email charan.sai@gmail.com. Password charan.sai. Mobile number 10101010. Profile pic. Even if you send, anyway we are not storing it in database. If I say sign up, user created successfully. That message is also given by us only. We have to go to database and see. I'll come here. Users, browse. Charan side. Everything is perfect. Got your point? What we have done? Understood the importance of SQL queries. Understood the importance of middleware. Now, do you understand why I have covered post after middleware session? Why we have stopped this? For get, you don't need any middleware. For post, we need middleware. That's why after middleware session, we have covered this. Understood? Complicated? Now you can create anything. Now see, ID is automatically assigned, and the timestamp also see automatically assigned. By 6:45, 33 it is. Got it? Clear? This is one way. You can send the data. What we have done? First, we have created the form through useref. We are collecting that. Whatever we have collected, we are creating an object. Once we have created the object, we are converting that into JSON, and we are sending it. But we have to tell to the server we are sending JSON data. That's why what we have done, we have created the header class. See here. Yeah, the keys must be same. Method must be method only. Headers must be headers only. Body must be body only. And what we have done, we have created a new header and we have specified content type application JSON. Then we have given that headers as part of this. Then now we have collected all the data into an object, then converted that object into JSON, assigned to body, then we are setting. Right? Content type is very important. Now you can get it from internet. Content hyphen type. Now see here, so many ways you are getting it. This we are using it. Content type application JSON. This is for URL encoded. Now, if you are sending URL encoded, yes, we can send that, but you should not use a headers class. You should use a URL search params class. There is separate class. called URL search params that we'll be discussing. First, we wanted to try this. Now, profile pic, I cannot send it. Why? Through JSON, I cannot send profile. JSON, I cannot send profile. Yes, Dheeraj, do you have any question?
Sir, yes, sir. Hello.
Right.
Sir, normally when we give the data, it is always in the format of JSON roles, sir.
No. It's
Even
not in the
we all. Sir, hello.
server will send you in JSON format normally. But now
Okay.
we wanted to client, see, usually server will send JSON to client. But now we are
Yes.
doing reverse. The client is sending data to the server. We are sending it in JSON format.
Okay, initially it will not be in JSON format.
No, it will be in JavaScript format.
Okay.
Got it? We have created the JavaScript object, which naturally is JavaScript object. Then we have to convert it into JSON.
Okay.
Now, right now, our middleware is Node.js using JavaScript. But if our middleware is PHP, it
Okay.
cannot understand JavaScript object. Then you have to convert it. PHP can understand JSON. If our middleware is Java, it can understand JSON. If our middleware is Python, it can understand JSON. Got a point?
Yes, sir.
The standard is convert it into JSON and send. That is one of the standards. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, yeah. Now I can create a form and I can fill it. Now I'll just type Dheeraj. I'll say, created. Now I'll come here and refresh. I should see it. Now I click this 10 times. Will be storing it. Refresh. Understanding what I am doing? You feel complicated? Yes, little, but you just understand the process. For everything, there is a reason. Actually, request options just for this purpose. I am training you from so many days. If I don't give request options, still it works. But suddenly I create request options and sending everything, you create confusion. So from day one of server communication, I have started showing request options. Now it is easy. Just add headers to it, just add body to it. Simple. In our next session, we will be working on URL encoded. That is, 5 minutes I can do it. But I want you to try this first. Then I will show you this URL encoded. It is simple. Now I have created a class called headers here. There I have to create one more class URL search params. That I have to assign it to this. That I have to assign to this. That I will be telling you later. Form data is the most complicated, most difficult. Why it is most complicated, most difficult? Because we wanted to upload files also. For that, this express.json or express.url encoded won't work. Now see here, our middleware can receive data and assign to request.body because we are sending in JSON. Client is sending in JSON. Client is sending in URL encoded, this won't work. There is a separate middleware again, app.use express.url encoded. This middleware is helpful if the client is sending in URL encoded. And there is one more is there, app.use, we have something called Malta. What? Malta. This is helpful if the client is sending in form data. If you use all the three, whatever the format he sends, it will collect it and put it into request.body. We have tried this now. This we will try. Multer is very big and it won't come by default with Express. We have to install it because the Multer it is very big. The reason is we wanted to upload profile pics, you wanted to upload zip files, anything you can upload. We have to tell once the user is uploaded where it should be stored. We have to tell that. For that we have to create a folder. We have to use path module to tell use that store it into that folder. And if we wanted to change the file name, we have to tell what should be the file name if we wanted to change. All those things we have to tell. That's why Multer little spicy. Okay, clear? And one simple research I am giving, which I want you to try. Here I am just giving profile pic. I am just typing whatever I. But it should not be the case normally. What we have to do for sign up here profile pic. I specify pipe equal to file. Is equal to file. I am specifying it. Type is equal to file means what? It will allow us to select a file. Now, you are able to see choose file. Earlier it was input. Choose file. Earlier it was input. Now it is choose file. Now, if I click on this choose file, it will ask us to select the file now. Now I'll say desktop. I am selecting this timcook, for example. Are able to see timcook.jpg is selected. Now what I wanted you to do, whatever the file I have selected, I want you to display here. I am selecting the file, but I am not displaying it. I want you to display. How? Like this. Create an account. This is the file type file only. I am clicking on select image. Whatever the image I select, I am selecting timcook. It is showing like this. But if I select timcook here, it is showing here. No. I want you to do that. Very simple actually. Around 3 lines of code you have to write. What is that 3 lines of code is your research. Can be done or not. But for right now, you just create the form, but validate the form also. Age, name should be valid name. Number, special character should not go. Age should be valid age. Between 1 to 100 or 18 to 100 like that. Email ID should be valid. Password should be valid. That means what? Minimum 8 letters should be there. 1 capital letter should be there. 1 small letter should be there. 1 special character should be there. All these are regular expressions which you can work. Right now you work on form submission to the server, but gradually you improvise it because you have already worked on it. Got my point? Understood? So I can send the data from client to server in 3 ways. One is using JSON, another is using URL encoded, another is using form data. Out of these 3, which is powerful? Form data is powerful. Why form data is powerful? See, internally it works like this. Name ABC age 20. This is our JavaScript object. If I wanted to send it in JSON format, this will be converted into JSON. JSON means what? Keys will be within quotes. Now this is JSON. Will be converted into this and sent. That is JSON. What is URL encoded? Name is equal to ABC and age is equal to 20. Isn't it like query params? Params. Understand? This is URL encoded. This is URL encoded. Internally it will send like this. The same thing send like this. What is the form data? 0101000001010001. Converting everything into binary. If you send files, files cannot be converted into binary, cannot be converted into JSON or URL params. But files can be converted into binary. That's why form data only supports sending files. We call it as a multi-path form data, like that we call it. That we'll be discussing at later. Got it? I want you to try this. We are working on very important functionality. All these days, we have imported dummy data and getting it. Now, from client to middleware to database, we are storing. Whenever I create a task, whenever I take attendance, everything is post only. Whenever you are submitting it, that is also post only, because you are submitting the file. You can submit it file through form data only. Got your point? Understood what we are doing? Very important. Even if you feel difficult, don't worry. We are going to work on this so many days. Like the whole. We are just creating the form and storing it. Gradually, we will improvise the security of the form. Security of the form. Yes, sir.